Hey everyone. This message, I'm directing this message to Mr. or rather Dr. Sunday Adelaja. You at this time you're more of Ukrainian than African. The only difference is that the African blood, still runs in you. I just woke up from sleep right now, and I decided to share this with you, and which I believe you already know before now. You see, what's going on right now is not a good thing. It's something which nobody wanna experience. But just what it is now. Um, I think you spend more years in Ukraine, and if I may say that the Ukraine leaders, at least, they can also cite you. They know that a personality like you lives in their country, and you're very useful to them. So that's what I'm saying. This, um, you see, what's going on right now. Um, we the Africans, we watching, we watching from very far. We not afraid of anything because if you look very well, we already we already very close to the bottom. So we're not afraid of being pushed anymore. Because if you ask an African man, we tell you it's better for this world to just be destroyed and restart afresh again. Why? Because we've suffered so much from the hands of the Westerners. We've suffered a lot. We suffered abuse. We suffered uh, any kind of atrocity you can name. We've suffered all those things in Africa from the hands of the Westerners, and nobody's looking at that. People don't see that as an issue. They don't see that as a problem. You know, the Americans and the British, they say they are fighting for humanity. They are fighting for the freedom of humanity. They don't want anyone to invade or anyone to invade the right of any other country. This is the reason why they are fighting. They are putting more pressure to make sure they break the wings of the Russian. But the truth is, I'm glad that we have a man like Putin who can actually speak for humanity. I don't care what you think about him. I don't care if you love him or not, but for me, he's a man actually speaking for humanity. Those who say they are speaking for the freedom of humanity, they lied. They lied. They are the problem we have in this world because they want to dominate. They want to keep every other person under their foot. They want to control every other human beings. But you see, Europe are slaves to America and the British because they control the world. They do everything. So they give you money to make you slave. So whatever they say is fine. There are good European countries who could actually stop this war before it started. I'm not talking about France, because France is another country entirely that is a problem to this world. They enslaved Africa and they are still enslaving Africa. What is happening right now in Ukraine is not different from what the Franks and the British has inflicted on the Africans. If you take a man right way of thinking, if you threaten a man so much, you're taking his life out of him. You're snuffing his life out of him. That's what the British and the French countries have done to us. And it's quite unfortunate that our leaders in Africa, they're afraid to die. They don't want to do the right thing. They just keep enjoying whatever the French and the British government promised them, just for an exchange of inflicting pain on us. If you go to Nigeria, you can't find a hospital. You can't find a road. We don't have electricity. If truly these Western, these Europeans and America, they care about humanity, we are human as well. They should as well care about us. But they don't fucking care. They only care about our resources. The Africans, we are the mothers of the earth. That is the reason why God gave us every resources. Right now, gas is a problem. If they have allowed Africa to exploit and break up their true potential, I believe gas won't be a problem in the world because we have everything to supply the entire world gas. But they make sure Africa never develop, because the more we start to produce, the more we are expanding, and our countries will be developing. But they make sure they take that right away from us because they have more weapons, they have more ammunition more than us. We don't even have anything, so they threaten us. They make sure we depend on them. They are supposed to depend on us. They make it goes the other way around, so they can control us and control everything we own. What is happening right now in Ukraine and in Russia? Of course, we know. Only, let me say, few of us we know that this war shouldn't have happened. But the people who built, who created and lost the war, the Americans and British and the French, they did all this. Other countries are just supporters. They built this war from the scratch, and they only can stop the war. Like I can see right now, other European countries are already pulling out. They're already pulling out. I feel so much for the Ukrainian, not the president. The Ukrainians who don't understand what is going on, that they are being played. They have been used for an experiment, just like the coronavirus. The Ukraine have been used for an experiment, and they are going to make sure they take everything they have from them. Russia is not the one doing this. Someone is pressing the button behind Russia. The British, the America, they are the one doing this. That is the reason why, even when every other country try to speak for peace, they don't want peace. They keep speaking for the Ukrainian. That was the reason why a few days ago, Boris Johnson was in Ukraine, because he thinks that the Ukraine president was about to give up, but he went there to make sure he raise his ego again, and the man is causing a lot of problems because this fight is not fought in the US. This fight is not taking place in Britain. It's not taking place in France, because none of these people will allow their country to be destroyed the way it is right now in Ukraine. See, I'm speaking to you, Ukraine president. You have to understand that you have been alone in this battle from the onset, and you will always be alone. Soon they are going to cut off their military weapon support for you, and when that happens, you lost woefully. The country entirely, you're going to lose everything to Russia, and there's nothing anybody can do about it. It is wise for you, if you can think twice right now, accept the offer of Putin, because that is the way the world runs. That is what US and the Europe built. That when you are stronger than the rest, you conquer, you take their territory. That is also what they did in Africa, and we are still suffering it to date. And that is what is going on right now. This was not this was not the intention of Russia, but the US and America, they triggered this. Stay in your territory. Why expanding? You are expanding to other territory, trying to break everybody into NATO. Let people be. Let everyone enjoy their own freedom. Why are you trying to extend what machineries you build so that you can control the world? Why? This is what Russia is against. Stop all this, and there will be peace. And I get it surprises me when you see those countries, they march around and say they need peace, they don't need war. Come on, man. Come on. If you don't need war, why building weapons of war? Are you fighting against alien, or what your intention for building these missiles and dangerous weapons of mass destruction? What's your intention? Is it to fight against alien? Are you not building it against your own fellow human being? If you don't need war, why building weapons of war? So let's stop all this nonsense that the Westerners will do all we can to make sure the World War III doesn't happen. When you are preparing for it already, you call the war. So it is still in your domain to stop it right now. Because I see a lot of people say Russia is not out for settlement. Russia is out for settlement. Russia has already made their demand. The Ukraine just have to follow, because each day you miss Each day that pass by without you following what Russia said, the next following day is going to break another demand. And the more this war keep on, the more Ukraine will be losing territory to Russia. It is better accept whatever offer he gives to you. I tell you the truth, it will be better, 100 times better than what you will gain in NATO. Don't trust Europe and America. They are destroying the world. They said they want to help Africa, but they were laying foundations that could only connect a straw from Africa to their own countries. That is what they do. And they said to us, we are helping you. You're not helping us. Africa wanted to unite. We wanted to unite and build Africa, but the French government was always at the middle, make sure it doesn't happen. Because he knows if that happened, the Africans we are going to use one currency, and that will hinder the market of the French. Because it's insane for you to tell a country your 70% of your income have to be deposited in the French bank. If the 30% remaining is not enough for to develop your country, you have to come and borrow from the 70% you put in our bank. And at the end of the day, you have to pay tax from what you borrowed from your own money. That is insane. Is that not a slave? What do we call that? Is it because they are not throwing missile into Africa? That is the reason why we think that this is not a problem. This huge problem. A lot of people have died out of poverty, not because the country is not rich. The countries are rich, but they just have people, external bodies who are more powerful, and they control everything we have. That is the same problem in Russia today. So, the same way we submitted to Europeans just to make peace, Ukraine should as well submit to Russia just to make peace. Because that is where it is. Except the Europeans take their hands off Africa, then we can see what Russia is doing as evil. But as long as the Europeans, they keep doing what they're doing to us, whatever Russia does would be the right thing, because that is the formula created by the Westerner. And that is the formula it is. There will never be peace in the world until the Europeans, they leave Africa alone. Let the French government leave the Francophones alone. The French colonized country, let them leave them alone so they can live their life. That is what we call peace. Not you telling people how they should live their life. That is not peace. That's not peace. We want peace in the world, but if you're not ready for it, then let the war continue. We Africa, we don't have anything to fight, but you all will be fighting yourselves, because there will be people among you who doesn't like oppression, and they will spark up. It doesn't matter what caused the problem now. The issue is what caused the nonsense of the problem, because something must have happened. And the man asked, why did you kill Gaddafi? Gaddafi was trying to unite Africa, but you people killed him because you don't want Africa to unite. That is just what it is. And you can tell us that you want peace in the world. There will never be peace in the world as long as you want to create a world without the Africans. You want to create a developed world without the Africans. There will never be peace in the world. That is the way it is. Thank you.